So in basketball, it's rare that you can make a big mistake and that you can immediately have to it looks bad and you might have to go crawling back. It is rare. It is very, very rare. And honestly, when it comes to the Indiana Fever, I do want to apologize. Way too hot here to not have some sort of fan on. When it comes to the Indiana Fever, they might have to go and do it. Because Grace Berger is a basketball player who no longer plays for the Indiana Fever, who currently plays for the nobody. I think that's the best way to describe it. She currently plays for... There is not currently no team that Grace Berger plays for. However, that's not the end of the world, if we're being honest. It is not the end of the world, because Grace Berger is a free agent, and the Indiana Fever desperately need a point guard. They desperately, desperately, desperately need a point guard. And a lot of people are quoting different options, and I'm going to make a video talking about all the options for the Indiana Fever. But I'm going to be honest. I think Grace Berger is the best option. And if you're asking me why I think she's the best option, a lot of people are quoting Ari McDonald. And yes, Ari McDonald is a better basketball player than Grace Berger. Like, that is a fact. But this player is to come in on a hardship while Caitlin Clark is injured. If it's a hardship, yes, Ari McDonald averaged 8.6 points per game last year. She's 5'5". She's 5'5". And I think that is that matters. It matters being tiny in basketball. Being tiny in basketball is not good, especially when you have got your backcourt teammate literally being Kelsey Mitchell. So for Ari McDonald, she's there beside Kelsey Mitchell. However, Grace Berger, again, look, is Grace Berger the best basketball player in the world? No, but she showed in preseason that she was pretty good. I still don't understand why the Minnesota Lynx kept Elisa Peely over. Elisa Peely is just not very good at basketball. Like, Grace Berger was in the rotation. She was playing late in games. She was able to create from the mid-range. And the best part about this is that if you look at how the Indiana Fever are trying to play, if you look at how this team is trying to play, we are watching the maybe second option in their offense being a Lexi Hall Dirk fade. Grace Berger is a pull-up mid-range shooter. That is her game. Her game is in the mid-range. And I understand. I understand. Is she the long-term solution at point guard? No. But the long-term solution is not in America right now. The only way, like, what you basically have to do in, like, if you're talking about, like, these players. If you're talking about what they need as a backup, the answer is not Sid Colson. The answer is, I don't know who exactly it's going to be, but go watch Eurobasket. Like, it's as simple as that. You just got to watch Eurobasket and see who's playing well at Eurobasket. Because that is how that's how you're going to find who the best players are. Because, again, Eurobasket is where you're going to be seeing a lot of the top players that are not currently in the WNBA. Because a lot of the top European players at Eurobasket are at Eurobasket, and they are, like, not coming over until after it because they want to win for their countries. Which is why MMA Simmons not came over. It's why, like, again, Tiara McCowan's gone to Eurobasket. I'm trying to think. There's a good few players that have gone to Eurobasket that are going. I'm pretty sure Van Loo and Linskin's definitely going. I'm pretty sure Van Loo is. Salome probably is. I know Maureen Johannes and Dominique Malonga aren't, but if you're Dominique Malonga, you probably say, at this stage, you probably should say, yeah, I'm going to Eurobasket. I'm playing 3 minutes a game for Seattle. But, yeah, it's a situation where there is no long-term answer currently in America. If you want to get a long-term answer for that backup point guard position, because what do you need? You need somebody who is at least a similar height to Caitlin Clark. You can probably get away with a shorter point guard when Caitlin Clark is back. But for the time being, it's got to be a taller point guard. And anyone who says Serena Sundell did not watch her struggle to dribble past the halfway line in preseason. Against the Connecticut Sun, might I add, in preseason. The Sun, who were terrible, in a game that Seattle won by like 25 points, she couldn't dribble past the halfway line. Like, I think Serena Sundell is going to be a WNBA player. she just could not deal with the pace. And the last thing you need is somebody who just straight up is just not even close to being good enough. Not even close. Like, you don't need a project player with this writer. You do not need a project player. You can have a project player in the team, sure. But, like, Michaela Timpson's a project player. You don't need to replace Sid Colson. You don't need this project player starting at the 1. Because if she doesn't start at the 1, if whoever comes in doesn't start, Kelsey Mitchell's playing at the 1, which is going to be even more of a disaster. Because Sophie Cunningham is probably was their next best option at the 1. And Sophie Cunningham is currently, injured as well. She's after rolling the same ankle twice, which is just not an ideal situation at all. So, yeah, it's all around, it's just not a great situation for the Fever to be in. I'm going to be honest, it's not a good situation at all for the Fever to be in. But at this stage, I'm like, they might actually have to just say, you know what, we done goofed. We done goofed. Grace, come back. And that's probably their best option. It makes the most sense. It makes the most sense from a fit point of view, because she can play beside Kelsey Mitchell. Like, Ari McDonald can't play beside Kelsey Mitchell. You don't have the size for that. Like, you don't have the size for that. Unless, like, again, I just don't, like, you don't have that much size. You're not big enough to 4-5 to do that. Like, the team doesn't play fast enough to take advantage, to play small ball. They don't. Like, if you want to play small ball as a team, you've got to at least play somewhat fast. And this team walks the ball up the floor. You got to get size. And Serena Sundell's not good enough. Like, she could, again, Serena Sundell struggled dribbling the ball up to half court. It's not like Serena Sundell can't play basketball or anything. And it's not like Serena Sundell's not going to be a WNBA player at some stage in her future. But in the year of 2025, Serena Sundell is not even close to being good enough. And, like, Serena, I would rather have Lexi Hull play point guard than Serena Sundell. And, like, you guys have watched Lexi Hull play for years. She's the furthest thing from a point guard. Like, there are not that many players you would rather have, or you would put lower in the pecking order than Lexi Hull. I would rather Aaliyah Boston playing point guard instead of Serena Sundell. Like, that is the level I think Serena Sundell is at this point in time. Again, I like Serena Sundell pre-draft. Just like I like Cheyenne Sellers pre-draft. And I mean, we saw Cheyenne Sellers in preseason. Like, I've heard some people saying Cheyenne Sellers as well. And Cheyenne Sellers looked like she didn't know how to dribble a basketball in preseason. So, yeah, it's just not a good situation for the Fever to be in. But the likelihood is, or the best option is, as long as they can, they have the pride to do it. Because let's be real, these players are going to come back. Players that are not under contract will take a hardship contract from anyone. It's not like, oh, Indiana let her go, she's not coming back. No, Grace Berger will come back. And I think that until Eurobasket comes and you can get a proper high-level backup point guard, bringing Grace Berger back and making her the starting point guard is probably the best option. Which is crazy thinking about. But anyway, I'll see you guys.